Hey guys, and welcome back to Zoe's Lab 2. So guys, today it is Thursday, August 26, 2021. So guys, today, as you can see, the Summer Jam Ultimate has officially begun. It began many hours ago. I didn't make the video until now because actually I was setting up the Summer Jam catalog over there, which actually I just finished now. So, my god guys, this event is gigantic, and I'll tell you what it's all about right now. Now, although I did forget to decorate the cruise ship, that was my fault, I just realized that now. I'll do that later in the video. But anyway, let's head over to, of course, the front of the lab itself. I'll get into all of this later. So right here, and yes, here is the summer catalog. We have to come back every day for these 10 days to collect all these items. So we have, of course, all these items, and they range between the Summer Jam and Underwater Expedition. Just to be clear, this event is actually a combination of those two events. But here is where I actually get into the real point. So, well, these are only just here for, of course, fun purposes. Anyway, so this says, welcome to the Summer Jam Ultimate. Dive into the past to the events of the first Summer Jam and Underwater Expedition. In June through July and July through August 2016 with a modern twist. The Summer Jam 2016 timeline has been affected, changing 7 of the rooms to new 2021 designs. And the Underwater Expedition 2016 timeline has been affected by Evil Sheet Leader's underwater flooded tower. So a mix of two completely different timelines in Zoe's Lab 2 history. Well, it doesn't say history, but I decided that for fun. But actually, that entire saying is actually a reference to what I actually made a comment about earlier on the Clipping and Rewritten video for the Penguin Style. So, yeah, that is this exact line right here, without including the word history, though. Yeah, I forgot, because it wouldn't fit. Anyway, the point is, everybody, here we are. So, my lord, guys, this is a lot to take in right now. Before we actually go any further, let's talk about this before I forget. Because you know I kind of will. Or not. But anyway, next party, Operation Evil Sheet Leader 2021, September 5th through the 26th. So the first phase is the Adventure Party 2021, which was actually originally meant to be June's event. And then HQ Expedition 2021, September 12th through 19th. This was originally meant to be in April of 2021. And lastly, Operation Dimensions, September 19th through the 26th. And this was actually meant to be done last November. But now it's happening here. So, yeah, 3 events in 1. Evil Sheet Leader is truly going to destroy the lab, especially in Operation Dimensions, which is the only new event out of these 3. The Adventure Party has been seen before. However, I didn't actually make a video about it. Also, I gotta admit the first one was pretty lame. Not really offering much, just trees and animals. Lame! That was 3 years ago when the present day Zoe's Lab 3 officially had begun. Because that was the event for the month. But this time, I have a full-on storyline. For all 3 of these, to be exact. So, and I've mentioned Operation Dimensions a million times, so now it's actually going to happen, and that's in, like, a few weeks. So, anyway, yeah, let's actually jump into this whole thing. So, right here, latest party, Summer Jam Ultimate, August 26th through September 5th. So it will end the same day that Operation Evil Sheet Leader begins. I said Evil Click. That's because I kind of forgot. We had that back in February for Lego's Island. And I'm glad that's over with because, my god, that took a long time to do. Especially Operation Lego's Island. Anyway, point is... Oh! I knew something was missing here. The Zola's Up 2 sign. We can add that right now, actually. Actually, there we go. Yeah, let me just add that back really quick. Much better. Okay, now everything's good. So, of course, before we head into the underwater expedition, let's explore all of the rooms. Of course, before going into the missions. So, where to start, actually? It's kind of confusing. I don't know if I want to start right here, although this is one of the underwater expedition rooms. Now, as you can see, right now, the lab is in between two different timelines right now. We have the Summer Jam 2016 time period, which occurred between June 9th through July 31st, 2016. And we have the Underwater Expedition 2016 timeline, which was around July 31st through August 5th. So yeah, we are in the middle of two different timelines right now. So we kind of went back to the past in two different timelines. So yeah, and this all could be because of EOC Leader. The Underwater Expedition part, to be exact. Now the Summer Jam part, yeah, I think this was meant to happen. Because this is clearly the ultimate Summer Jam. Now I was going to include a lot more, such as more water slides. However, since I was sticking to the theme of the original Summer Jam timeline, I decided to just add in rooms of that instead, to make it feel more classic themed. And to prove I brought all these rooms back, well, at least the majority, I will head into the lab office right now. So right here, as you can see, it looks just like the Summer Jam 2016. However, you guys actually never saw that event because I didn't have this channel yet. Although I was still working on the video profile at the time of this event. I don't know why I didn't showcase it on there. Probably because I didn't have an actual screen recorder at the time. And again, this was a month prior to my channel. So, yeah. But hey, at least I remember the room. This was actually one of the rooms I actually had to remember through memory. Actually, a lot of these rooms I actually had to remember through memory. Some of them by video footage, because some of these rooms did reappear in later years, in said anniversary parties. But this one actually reappeared, like, only a week later, only a week after the event ended. Because it reappeared in the 2016 Bash Party, which was just a combination of old decorated rooms. And this was one of the rooms. Unfortunately, since I actually had a picture of it back during that event on my tablet. And that was my old tablet, not the one I have now, my old one. Since it stopped working, I lost the ability to look at the picture. So now I had to remember it from memory. And this is the best I can get it. So let's hope I got it right, even though you guys never saw this before. It is very similar to what the room looked like here in 2017. The differences being, of course, it being Junglewood here, and I just did not realize I just broke those. There we go. Now this wasn't here before. This says flooded. Use the slide on the roof to reach the tower. And that's actually true. We will have to later. Now, currently, if we head up here, as you can see, Flower Sheep is here. Now you're probably wondering, where is Mr. Sheep? I have no clue. I probably should respawn the guy. At least Flower Sheep is still around. Now, as you guys can see, this is also from the Summer Jam of 2016. Now, you actually have seen this room before, so yeah, welcome back to this room. This room originally reappeared at the 2nd anniversary party for Zoa's Lab. And that's how I was able to recreate this room. The only difference of this room was that the elevator is here, which that did not exist in this original timeline. The only reason it does here is because we need to get up to the roof to be able to use that slide to get down to the tower. Which again, we will do later. But this room is 100% fully recreated from its original form. All 100% its original form. The lights were even changed too, considering that's also what it was in the original timeline. So that's super, super cool. Nice, right? Even the bed is removed because it wasn't even around at the time. At least the color pink bed, because those beds weren't even added yet. The colored beds, besides red, aren't even around yet at the time of this event. So, yeah, they weren't even added to the game yet. So, right, that won't even work for some reason. And yes, this can explain why there was water down at the bottom of the lab. Yeah, that explains why, this is here. If you were curious to know earlier, yeah, it's coming from here. A little throwback to that event. So, alright, now let's head downstairs to the rest of the lab. Now, as that sign said, 7 of these rooms were transformed to new designs. And I mean a lot of them. First off, this first room should seem very, very, very recognizable to all of you. This room was originally a custom-made room exclusive to the Summer Jam of 2021, which would have meant to later on occur in August of 2021. And I'm proud to announce that this is actually the first event since Lab of Doom to occur in its correct month. Whereas the fair occurred this month, but was originally meant to occur in March. And the underwater expedition is occurring now, but was originally meant to occur in February. The only other events to occur out of the things that were featured in the 6th anniversary party that actually were in the correct month include, of course, Lab of Doom and the Summer Jam. So, yeah, that's a surprise that we still got to go in its exact same month. Yay! No, seriously, that's actually cool. I only just remembered it now. I actually had to look back at the footage I had of this room just to remember how it looked. So yes, this is 100% brought back. The only thing that is new is that the pipes are flooded. Of course, just like the Summer Jam of 2017. Although in that original room, the pipe wasn't actually flooded. In the original room for this, it wasn't even flooded at all. Nope. It was just the normal pipe. But I changed it to have it flooded for obvious reasons, because this is the Summer Jam, and it was really cool doing it in 2017. So, with that being said, what do you guys think of the room? Oh yes! I forgot to mention that wasn't the only room to come from the 6th anniversary party. No, there's actually a few more here. There's 2 more rooms that come from that event. Oh yes, I truly brought back the references here. And I'm not even kidding with that. But really though, yes, this is the exact room I did show for the Summer Jam design in the 6th anniversary party for Zola's Lab back in January. 100% the exact same design with 0 changes whatsoever. I guess the only change you could see is that the sign isn't there for Summer Jam because of course, now it's here. And the same can be done and said for this. There used to be a sign right here, but now that it's here, no point. And yes, that's back too, from the same events. 3 rooms from that event have returned. You're welcome. So, with that being said, technically this is a brand new room anyway, because this was actually meant to be a new room. Now, remember how I said that those rooms featured in the 6th anniversary party were not originally going to be in the set events? Yeah, I changed my mind last minute on that today. Because, I felt they still looked super cool. Now, generally speaking, that is it for this room. So let's move on to the next room. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I was just fixing something in the background. Alright. Yeah, let's move on. So our next room is the meeting room, which is taken from the 6th anniversary party as well. You can easily recognize that this room was originally meant to be in July of 2021 for the water party. Now, of course, since we didn't have that, I took elements from that event that was meant to happen then and put it in here. Oh, and there's going to be a lot of references to that event. Oh yeah, I forgot. This event has a ton of references to events that didn't happen earlier in the year. Summer-wise. Yeah, no, we're not just going through two separate timelines. Nope, there's a ton of references to events that were meant to occur earlier this summer and earlier in the year that didn't happen because of random delays. Or just because we weren't active in the lab at the time. That was the real reason. But yeah, what do you guys think? This is the exact same design from January that you guys saw for the meeting room for the water party. And this room was meant to be featured. So that's super cool. Yeah, I brought back the room. Yay. Alright. Next up, let's go to the last room that was featured in that party, which is an underwater expedition themed room. Now, although I said we were going to get to the underwater expedition later, why not just feature this room now? Because yes, it is brought back from that exact same event. Because why not? It's super cool, and I absolutely love it. So it's super cool that this room is brought back. Yay! So this room is here for the Underwater Expedition of 2021. There used to be a sign right here that said that when it was meant to occur, but of course that didn't happen, and now it's happening here in August/September. Now, that is pretty much it for the room. So let's move on to another room. Let's go into Rose Crystal's room here, which is another brand new design. Pretty much all of these are brand new. But then, later on, we'll get to some more old rooms. Remember what that sign said. 7 of the Summer Jam rooms were changed to look like new rooms. So there's your proof that that sign wasn't a joke. And also proving that I was telling you that that was not a joke. I wasn't messing around when I wrote that sign that said the Summer Jam was affected to change into 7 different rooms that were new. Yeah, that wasn't a joke. You can clearly tell. So yes, Rose Crystal's room has been transformed into a brand new summer design that has never been seen before in previous Summer Jams. So that is super, super cool. So what do you guys think? Alright, now we're going to head over to the sheep room. So right here is another brand new design. Like I said, yep, the pipe is flooded because I said all of them are. And yes, I literally mean every single one. So what do you guys think? I kind of took inspiration from the village on Lego's Island for the Hawaii part of the US. But yeah, I kind of did something about it. Oh yeah, I also finally changed the painting to more of a sunset theme for summer. Yeah, there you go. There's more proof I actually cared about making this room. Actually, wait, did any of you even want to know that? Of course, I put a lot of effort into these rooms, so why did I even just say that? Oh man, I'm weird. Anyway, the point is, what do you guys think? Comment down below and tell me what you think. Now, let's get back into some old rooms. Now time to go right back to the past. Because what we're about to do is go straight into the past. Let's go! Welcome back to a room from the Underwater Expedition of 2016. Yep, this was actually featured in the 2nd anniversary party for Zoe's Lab in 2017. Basically around 5 months after this event originally occurred. So I had to relook at the footage to know how that was made. So yep, this was from the Underwater Expedition 2016. So that is super, super cool. Yep, and there's your proof I actually know about the room. Although that bed didn't exist, so let me get rid of that. Alright, let's head into the HQ lobby, which is actually a throwback to the Elemental Party. Since it's technically water related, of course, I couldn't miss the opportunity to re-add in this room. And oh boy, it is still as awesome as I remember it. It's the only thing to come out of a non-summer themed event. Actually, I'm wrong. There's 2 of them that come out of a non-summer themed event. Technically, the Underwater Expedition, I guess, counts as summer themed event, since that originally, for the first one, took place in the summer. At least where I am in the world, it was summer at that time. And it still is for me right now as I'm recording this video. So, yes, I brought this room back for reasons. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. Alright, let's go back here. So yep, this is from the Elemental Party in 2020. I still counted it as a summer themed room, as a water themed room to be exact, because it was technically a water themed room. And right here, we have yet another room, which is actually from a combination of 2 different events. Number 1, the Zolazlab 3 event in 2017. And 2, the Elemental Party in 2020. But basically this comes from 2020, because the blue and green carpet is missing. But one new difference is that the pipe is flooded, and there's a new entranceway from here. So, yeah. And that's it for all the past rooms. I was going to do something down there in the ore room, but then I realized nothing too interesting existed for that room that was summer themed, besides it being flooded. And I didn't want to repeat that from last year, so yeah. Now, the reason why is just because I don't want to copy and paste anything from last year's summer event. Because, again, that would be boring. So I tried to go back to different years. So, what do you guys think? I guess the only thing that also is different is that this is open, but it really doesn't matter. Now, there's actually one last design. If you head up to the balcony, there's an entirely new design up here. Cool, right? Something that has never been seen before. Welcome to the summer/lava themed balcony. On one side, it's a beautiful beach. On the other side, it's pretty much lava. So, what do you guys think? This was the last room I made before filming. But actually, this was made many hours ago. So what do you guys think? Comment down below and tell me what you guys think of the balcony. I think it looks super, super cool. So yeah, comment down below, tell me what you think, and I really hope you guys love it. And that, my friends, is all the rooms. Now, actually, we actually can just go straight back to the outside of the lab. Because, well, now it's time to dive into the underwater expedition. So, basically, I know I already went through some of those rooms. But, who cares? Now, it's fully time to dive into the underwater expedition, as I just said. So, as you can see, the reason why I saved this room for last is because this is now a part of the underwater expedition. So right here, we have the original room from the 2016 underwater expedition. Now, basically, this room is actually where you get to that new entrance in Snowland. You're probably wondering, this was not a part of the original room. This is actually new. But actually, it takes elements from last year's Elemental Party. You remember that little water tunnel? Yeah, that's this, except it's a little shorter now. And see? Told you that entrance meant something. Alright, let's swim back up the tunnel. Cool. But now the rest of this is truly that design. So basically, right here, we have a little hut here with, of course, you know, some lounge chairs. Although I don't actually remember what was actually in this. I don't even remember how many windows were here. But I do know these lounge chairs were here, though, back in the day. And of course, this huge, huge ocean. This small ocean right here. Which, yes, I think you guys can see that down there. Yeah, don't think I'm trying to hide that. Oh no, trust me. We got one more room from the past that is related to the underwater expedition. Oh yes, I really brought back all the references here. I brought back a lot of references to older events. Alright, let's just dive in. And yes, I finally opened this up. Yes, this is actually open now. This room is actually reopened. After all these years, or sorry, after like over a year, it's finally reopened again. Anyway, guys, here is, of course, what's right here in the small ocean. Of course, you can go to this room whenever you want, since this room is finally now available after all this time. And now, let's head into the main attraction, the underwater room. And as you guys can see, it is the exact same room from 2019. The only difference is that if you guys remember, right here in this very spot, yes, this very spot right here, was the Season 7 jury house. Now, of course, that ain't here anymore since that season ended over a year ago. So, yeah, it ended over a year and a half ago. So instead, this place was pretty much empty, so I decided to add in these seagrasses, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the room is exactly the same. Yup, the rest of the room is exactly the same. And is super, super cool. So here we go. Yep, as you can see, this is clearly how the room looked in 2019. It just looks so cool. And yes, you can go under there, because right there is actually the basement. So, yep, that is super, super awesome. What do you guys think? Comment down below and tell me what you guys think. Of course, just like in that room, this entrance is blocked off. Now, you guys probably noticed earlier that entrance is actually indeed blocked off. And to prove I'm not kidding, here's your proof. Yeah, you guys remember? This spot right here, there used to be a ladder. And it's blocked off for this event, respectively, for the underwater room. And yes, this is the same entranceway as like 2 years ago. So I brought back one last past room, added a few new additions due to the main part of this room being gone. That being that house that was there at the time. Which was also flooded too. So yep, the room is brought back, and it is super, super awesome. And that is the last official room of the past rooms. Of course, I couldn't recreate the original underwater room from 5 years ago because, just to be clear, the size of the room looked entirely different. And there were pipes all over the place. Now, because the pipes have actually been revamped entirely, I wasn't able to recreate the original room. So I decided to just reuse the 2019 room. Hey, it was that or no underwater room. Or I could have just made something entirely new. But I wanted to pay tribute to a previous underwater expedition instead. I could have made a new one, but nah, let's just go back to the classics. Now, let's actually dive in to the main attraction of the underwater expedition itself, the underwater flooded tower. But before I actually get to that, I completely forgot to show you up here, which actually this ladder was from the Summer Jam of 2016. And this leads up to the roof. Now you're probably wondering, if that's there, what's the point of the elevator still being here? I will tell you, it is here. And you get this ladder to go up here. Yep, and then you make your way to the slide. But before we do that, let me just tell you about this. in the Summer Jam of 2016, there was this random summer hut where, well, as follows, was just this. It was on the roof at the Summer Jam 2016. Whereas a year later, it just became a dance floor. Just the whole roof. And this, hut was entirely removed. Entirely. Of course, I had to recreate this from memory. Hopefully I did a good job. So yep, now that's officially it for all the summer rooms. Now, let's really dive into this. And I mean for real this time. Because now, as you can see, we're actually going to have to break this open because, unfortunately... Okay, that works. So let's go up the elevator. And we're going to have to break this, unfortunately. So, let's head up here. And then go down the slide. And yes, as you can see, there's the tower. Yep, here's the tower. We go down the slide that was made a year ago. Now, it's going to stop you, so you might want to press whatever you use to move. I use my arrow keys to move. But if you have it on a different control scheme, just, press the one that goes up. Or just forward. Just to do that one part I just showed you. But then, just the rest, you can just take your hands off the keyboard. And of course, it'll just do it all for you, of course. I should make this a bit faster, though. I should have made this a bit faster. I will admit that. Alright, here we go. This is it. Look. Evil Sheet Leader's underwater flooded tower. Holy frick, we are finally here. So, yes, as you can see, it is clearly locked. And there's meant to be a challenge in there, so... yeah. See how that goes down. Actually, I think it's meant to be an underwater mod fight down there with underwater creatures. So, that's our first one. However, as you can see, we are clearly locked out of the underwater flooded tower until we do this. So, you basically have to figure out a bit of a passcode to get into the underwater flooded tower. This is very similar to how we had to use a code to get into the castle in the Medieval Kingdom back in 2019. But this time, you actually have to remember a certain number. Although, I guess that applies too with that other thing I just mentioned. So, the hint is, when was the first underwater expedition held? As you can see, we already have 2 and a 0, but the other 2 are missing. Because now we gotta figure out what year was the underwater expedition first ever held. And that is super easy considering I've just been telling you guys that the entire time. So, what we need to do is get 2 of those blocks, and we have to write 1 and 6. Now, where is my anvil? Where's the anvil? There it is. So, let's do this. And let's do 6. Alright, now let's head back to the backyard. And this is why that door was closed. Yup, because it's flooded out here, as it says. So now, let's put in the 2 numbers. 1 and 6. There we go. That spells 2016. And just like that, the doors are open. And now, we can make our way into the underwater flooded tower. Now, before I fully get started with the mission, I want to show you guys how big this tower actually is. You can see it's flooded. But here is how it actually looks. As you can see, it looks pretty dang flooded, as we can see. It has 4 floors total. The 4th one being where Evil Sheet Leader and Polar Bear Leader are. And just to be clear, if you're curious to know where they are right there. And yeah, they are holding the power to this flooded tower. Which means in the on the last mission, we have to take it out of that machine and defeat them once and for all. And, yeah. Oh, there we go. Forgot about that. Well, now we're done with this. So, yeah. How cool is that? So, yes, in order to get to the tower, you actually have to do this code. Where you actually have to remember from memory, or just by watching my older videos, when was the underwater expedition officially started? It started in 2016 in July. But let me just tell you, you can actually bypass this entire code, actually. Yeah. But what if I just told you guys, you could just literally bypass this entire code and actually get into the tower without even needing to do the code at all. You want to know how it's done? Well, here's a little simple trick for you. Go back to the front of the lab, dive right back into the water, head into the underwater room itself, and, well, I'll show you a little secret I hid in there, just in case you don't want to bother doing the code. Head right up here, and voila! We have this room that you guys are probably familiar with by now. Go here, and it'll lead back to this room you probably remember from 2019. However, that's not it. Go up here, and just like that, voila! You are in the tower. And that's how you can get into the tower if you don't feel like doing the code, or if you have no clue what the code is, but you really want to get into the tower. So there are two ways to get to the tower. One, by solving that code, which I just did, or just by that secret entrance I just showed you right now. So how cool is that? I hid a ton of secrets in this event, and that's just one of them. So the next mission unlocks on August 29th. However, we actually have to do the actual mission for this thing. So we actually gotta lock this back up again, because we are about to defeat a ton of mobs right now. So, in 3, 2, 1, a ton of underwater mobs will appear. Whoa! Yeah, this is a lot of mobs to take care of. Well, just to be clear, we have, of course, well, actually, wait, do we have water breathing? Do we have water breathing? We're gonna need this for the entire tower. Trust me. Where the heck is water breathing? Actually, we were gonna need that anyway for actually this whole event. Where the heck is water breathing? Where is it? Is it randomly here that I don't know of? Give me a second to find. Wow, as soon as I paused it, I immediately found it. There we go. Now, let's go into game mode survival. Of freaking course. Wow. There's literally only one of these guys left. Let's just deal with him, get it over with. Come on! There we go! First mission complete. That's cool to say. Alright. Actually, we can actually just keep that on permanently, actually. Actually, just keep that on for the whole event. So actually, we don't even need the potion anymore. So there we go, and now we can re-unlock the door to the underwater flooded tower. Now, of course, the next mission unlocks on August 29th. Then, on August 31st, which is the last day of LEGO's Island 7. And then lastly but not least, on September 2nd, which is next Thursday. Actually, this coming one, since it's now Friday. Yep. And then on, that exact day, actually, we head up here to where Evil Sheet Leader and Polar Bear Leader are currently guarding their underwater machine that runs this entire tower, that literally powers this entire tower. Wow, that's nuts. So what do you guys think? Comment down below and tell me what you guys think. And yes, this is here only because the roller coaster is there. So guys, what do you guys think of the underwater expedition so far? That's super cool, right? Of course, let's block off all of this since we have not gotten here yet. And eventually, the rest of these rooms will become very cool challenges in the coming days. So, that's cool. Anyway, that's it. That is it for this part of the video. And that's pretty much it for the whole event. And yes, just to be clear, both of them are not in there because obviously they're here. Yep, this is what it looks like. What do you guys think? I hope you guys love the outside of the backyard. It looks super, super cool. Yeah, that can explain why this is blocked off. But, yeah. What do you guys think? This truly does feel like a ultimate summer jam. I know I could have added a few more things, like a few more water slides. But, I just didn't really feel like it. We already got a ton here already. We got a combination of a summer jam and the underwater expedition. I think that's already enough. We already got a combination of 2 things. Yeah, there's already a lot to do in this event. Most of it revolves around the underwater expedition since that was the main part of this. But don't worry, I added a ton of summer items, a ton of summer decorations in there anyway, to truly make it feel like a summer event. And technically, we already have water slides because this is already here. Now, although I could have recreated the one from 2017, how would I do that? There's like almost no room around here where it originally was. Now, although I could have just switched its spot, I realized that's not in this timeline. So, yeah. Now, with that being said, I probably will add it later on. And I did say the cruise ship would be decorated, and it will be. Just haven't done it yet since I've been focused on this the whole day. But, yeah, what do you guys think? Comment down below what you actually guys think of the, you know, Summer Jam Ultimate, at least so far. I still cannot believe that this was made. So, yeah. My God, this is a really big event. And I forgot, we have one item today. We actually got the first item today. And that is the flowering Zilla leaves. And yep, we have to come back again every day throughout the next 9 days, starting today, the 27th actually. So yep. I don't know, maybe I might actually add the 2017 water slide. That would fall right into here. I might actually do that actually. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing it earlier, but I just kind of forgot. I kind of want to get this video done on the right day, which I did. And then half of it's today, on a Friday. Alright guys, see you guys later for, what else? A backyard video. Sorry about no episode today. That's because I've been working on this the whole day. If you couldn't have already tell by how much I put into it. But, yeah. Anyway. With that being said, that's really cool. Not only that, if I haven't mentioned it already, I think I did say Zoa's up 2 in the Sunny vlog, which technically that actually is out today anyway, so hey, that's one of them. Club being rewritten for day 4 of the 10 million player codes, and Creativerse. Yeah, Creativerse. Cool, right? Alright, see you guys later. And I'll be back literally in 2 days on Sunday for the next mission of the Underwater Expedition, which is definitely going to be harder than this first mission.